Hey everyone, I'm Fred Ranger and I hope you're doing good. First of all, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't noticed, I haven't posted a lot of videos lately. There are good reasons for that, and the first one is that I became the host of Fujilove Conversations. This is the show where I get to interview some of the top Fuji film shooters from around the world, and I get to know them on a personal level. So we get to know the person behind the camera, behind the posts that you're seeing on Instagram, Facebook, and in the Fujilove magazine. So I really invite you to go take a look at the Fujilove YouTube channel. You'll be able to subscribe and to watch the show, and you let me know what you think. I mean, for me, it's been a heck of a ride because I get to talk with fellow photographers as passionate as me about storytelling, about the gear that we use to tell our stories, and also I get to know them on a personal level. So again, please go there, let me know what you think, and let me know who you would like to actually see on the show. The second reason why I haven't been posted a lot is because, you know what, this pandemic has been a struggle for everyone, me included, in terms of my creativity, in terms of, you know, my photos that I'm taking. So I want to tell you that you're not alone. You're not alone. If you feel that you're in a creative rut and that this whole situation out there is bringing you down, just want to let you know that I feel the same way, and sometimes it's hard. And sometimes you have to kick yourself in the butt and just take your camera, go outside and go shoot. And probably all the photos will be crap, but at some point, by practicing and practicing, even when it's, you know, very, very unprecedented times out there, at least for me, at some point, something clicked and I was able to go back to enjoying making photos. You know, sometimes it's just simple photos of my family, just a walk outside. As you know, we cannot travel, so this camera pretty much stays at home and around the house. But again, for me, being able to tell those stories, to use creativity as a way to keep sane and stay sane, has become very, very important. So if you have any questions about how I got out of my creative rut, give this video a thumbs up, ask me questions down below. I don't know. I'm not usually talking about stuff like that on this channel, but I think as we grow together, as we get to know each other, I think it's an important topic, and mental health has never been so important than today, again, with the whole situation, especially for creative people who can't, for the most part, travel and book gigs and so on and so forth. So you're not alone. The third reason is that I actually added a camera to my arsenal, and before I even wanted to chat with you about this camera, I wanted to use it. I really wanted to shoot the hell out of it. I really wanted to understand how it works, because it's not just a simple other camera. It's not just another camera that I'm adding to, you know, do more video and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the most expensive camera that I bought, and one that has the less feature and the less buttons and bells and whistles. That camera is, well, you saw the title of the video, so you probably know already, but this is the Leica Q2. And like I said, the Leica Q2 was a camera that I was looking at for the longest time. I was looking at the Leica Q1 back then, but I thought it was super expensive, and it's still super expensive, by the way. But I thought it was too expensive for what it was. But little did I know that Leica cameras, and I mean, I knew, you know, the pretty basic story about Leica. They were cameras during the war, very, very durable. They were also cameras that photojournalists would be taking all around the world. They make some crazy good lenses. So I knew like the basic stuff, made in Germany by hand and so on. But what I didn't know was that there is really a feel to shooting a Leica. And here are a couple of reasons why I decided to take the jump, invest my own money into a camera that basically is less featured than any other cameras, and that is basically one of a kind in the landscape. So the first one is that Leica lens that's right here on the camera. That Sumilux 28mm f1.7 is probably one of the best lenses that I've ever had the chance to shoot with. And this is a focal length that's interesting. I mean, if you look at 28mm, this is on a full frame sensor So you're getting, you know, pretty much a little bit wider than your 35, your usual 35 that you get on a Fujifilm X100V or any of the Fujifilm X100. But I do like it. And another reason why this lens is so cool is that you do have a macro mode just by turning the mechanical dial here from normal position to macro. So that 28mm becomes very versatile when it comes to street photography, when it comes to travel photography. This is something that I do a lot, not a lot lately because of obvious reasons, but I thought that this was a perfect combo on a full frame sensor to get that 28mm wideness, plus a macro lens when you need those very, very close-up shots. The second reason why I decided to go with the Leica Q2 is the fact that this is probably one of the most simple cameras that is on the market. This is a camera that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons in the back. And as you know, other cameras, I won't name any brands because I love them all and I hate them all. but at the same time, this is a camera that brings you into the photography mode very rapidly. I shot Nikon, I shot Panasonic, I shot Sony. Yeah, I did. And Fuji is, you know, the company that's dear to my heart, and I still shoot. I'm shooting this on the NX-T4. I have the X100V here. I'm selling an X-H1 and a X100F because I need to pay for the other cameras. I'm not a rich doctor that just likes to put their cameras on the shelf. So basically, the simpleness of this camera is to an extreme in a good way. If you look at also the design of how they designed the back, just where to put your thumb right here, very, very clean. No, there's no tilt up screen or tilt down screen, but like I said, this camera is meant for taking out shooting. I shoot in aperture priority, so I leave you know, the shutter speed, which is the other dial that you're seeing on top here, on auto most of the time. I mean, I might change the settings from time to time, but 95% of the time this is on auto. My ISO is on auto, and I just play with the aperture. So this is bringing me very rapidly into shooting mode, and I don't have to fiddle with any buttons. If you look also at the menus themselves, they are one of the cleanest menus that I've seen out there. And as we know, camera companies are not necessarily the best to design menus and apps and so on and so forth. So really, really like the fact that this is so simple. Bring it out, click, I'm done. The other reason why I decided to go with that Leica Q2 was with the colors. So the colors, I got to learn to shoot JPEG more and more with the Fujifilm cameras. I do shoot JPEG and RAW. I love the film simulations that I get on my X100s or XTs or XH, but these Leica cameras have something very unique in the colors, even in the DNG files, the RAW files that you're getting straight out of the camera when I put them in Lightroom, whether mobile or on the desktop. I really like how I can really play with the file, but it actually looks very good right from the get-go. So the colors, the simpleness, the lens, they're all something that I really, really appreciate about this camera. The last point is, can you imagine they were able to put a stabilizer in this lens right here, so, and it's attached to the camera, so you don't have to fiddle around with like dust and so on and so forth. So they stabilized the lens, so at 28mm plus the stabilizer plus the full frame sensor, I think you've got yourself a very interesting combo. Is this camera the rational thing to buy? Probably not. Is this camera the best camera on the market in low light and so on and so forth? Absolutely not. Actually, I think the X100V might be better in low light, and I still love this camera to death. But again, I'm a guy who likes to test some different tools to tell my stories, but at 47 megapixel, we're close to medium format territory with this camera. 47 megapixel, full frame sensor with this Sumilux 28mm 1.7. I think that this is not only just a camera for me, it actually becomes something that I want to put in my legacy, maybe to one of my daughters. I don't know. This is something that for me feels very special already. And I wanted to shoot it more than just like a week or two before I was able to come on this channel and talk about the reasons why I bought this camera. I didn't even know if I would actually keep it after a week, because I was like, this is so expensive, and why should I keep such an expensive camera when you have, you know, the X100V and other cameras that are lying around? And now I get it. No, I'm not a fanboy. No, I'm not turning into a Leica black turtleneck doctor who's gonna put it on the shelf. I'm planning on shooting the hell out of this tool. Already did for the past month. So, so again, those are some of the reasons why I bought the Leica Q2. If you have any questions about this camera, or if you would like to see a review about this camera here that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are interested in, this is the Fujifilm X100V that I really like also. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, please activate the bell notification so you'll know when I'll drop the X100V review. And I have something very cool that's coming up. Fujifilm is sending me the GFX 100, and I'm so excited. I reviewed the GFX 50R, and probably one of the best cameras that I've ever had the chance to shoot. So as you can imagine, I'm super excited to be testing the GFX 100 to let you know how I shot it and what I think about it. And I'm pretty excited about sharing some image samples. I've been Fred Ranger. Be happy, enjoy life, and enjoy your storytelling gear, whatever it is. Cheers.